Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Hayes with Engage121 here for this week's Engage121 update webinar. As usual, I'm joined by Jenny McDonald, who will be monitoring the questions box in the GoToWebinar software for any questions that you might have. So if you do have questions, please use that. Jenny will try to answer them as we go along. Otherwise, we'll be here to answer them after at the end of the webinar. Today we've got a couple of some new updates, and we're going to review the new features in customer care, which is now live in all of your accounts. So we'll go through all the different features there, how to use it, which buttons to press to do the things that you need to do. So we're going to start off just a brief announcement. We're very happy to have been able to add live chat into the Engage121 application. So when you are logged in, anytime you see this little chat icon up there, you can click on that and enter into a live chat session with our support team, our client services team. They're monitoring throughout business hours, able to answer any questions that you might have or trouble that you're having with whatever task you're trying to accomplish. So that is in there. I just wanted to point that out. We're very happy about it. There's a blog post on our site for more information about it, but I did want to make sure everyone was aware of that. Now, as far as customer care is concerned, I'd like to start on Facebook and just give you a brief overview again of what the customer care fanlet does, so we can see how that all ties together. Now, the customer care fanlet is a page object that you can put into essentially any Facebook fanlet that you're building with Engage. Includes an image at the top and up to 3 different types of questions, comments, etc. As people enter questions, as Facebook users enter questions in the fanlet, those questions and comments will be populated down below where other Facebook users can comment on them and like them and so on. So we've got some sample questions here on our fictitious Java 1-to-1 coffee company. Now, those then feed into Engage in the Listen panel. So we'll go to Listen, and then there is a dedicated filter for customer care. So if I click on customer care, it will load up that feed of all the posts that were submitted onto that customer care fanlet on the Java 1-to-1 page. So if we look here, you'll see the comments that were made there. I can engage on that comment and reply either as the page that it came in on, or I can reply as a different page or as a private connection. So if I want to reply to that as myself, as a human being rather than as the brand, I have the abilities to do that there. Additionally, I can create a case off of this. Now, the cases functionality has been greatly improved with the launch of our new customer care, which was launched this week. Now, there are a number of extensive, very robust features built into this, and we'll start just with the act of creating a case. So I'm going to pull up the feed of the Java 1-to-1 Facebook page. And you'll see here that I've got all these questions that were posted to the page. And as we scroll down, we'll get down, and eventually I get into the Java 1-to-1's posts themselves. But all of these posts are things that can be engaged, obviously, through Engage121, but also either assigned as tasks or created into, added into a case. So if I look at these first 3 posts here, these have already had cases created for them. And the way I know that is that I see a slightly grayed avatar of the user that the case has been assigned to. And if I hover over that avatar, I'll see who it's been assigned to. I'll also notice that the case has been marked as red, or the post has been marked as red. At the time that the case is actually created, in addition to putting that avatar there, we automatically mark it as red because it obviously has been read. That post has been read. It is being managed. So that's happening automatically. And then anyone, as there is conversation with that post, as there's responses from our people to that post, I'm able to click on their avatar and view what the responses are, what our person said in response to that. Now, obviously, in this case, Steve Pastor is the user on our Java 121 account who's responding on Facebook as Java 121. So even though we're managing it all through one social connection, one Facebook page, we're still monitoring and tracking who's actually making that post, who's engaging with the users. So now to create a new case, all I'll do is click on the Cases button for that given post, and then I'll have a case pre-populated where I can select the connection I'd like to engage from. I can choose to use any auto engagements that we might have stored in our account. If you do have permissions configured so that you have users who are only permitted to engage using auto engagements, this works with all of that. So all of the permission structure that you already have in place, whether allowed your users are permitted to engage without approval from managers, or if they do need to go through approval chain, or if they're only able to engage and respond with the pre-approved auto engagements. All of that works with the cases functionality. All of that permissioning is retained. So we could engage on this using an auto engagement. Wouldn't apply in this case, but it's there for relevant uses. Now I'll go ahead and put in a subject line for this. However I want to name that, and put a company along with it if I have that information, if it's relevant in this case, and whoever the contact is. I can set the priority for this case, how quickly we want to respond to it. I can change the status to mark it as not started at all, in process, or closed. I also can create custom statuses, so if one of those three doesn't work for how your workflow is organized, create new statuses. Set them up to be whatever works for your workflow. That all can be managed by any of the admins on your account. And then I can choose to assign this to someone. So I can assign this to Steve, and I'll flag this as being related to a regional store, for example. Additionally, we have a custom fields options now. So in addition to just having those default fields that have been available since we first launched customer care, we now have custom fields. You can create as many different custom fields as you'd like. In this case, I'm looking at due date, sales rep, and monthly revenue, and products owned. Just some sample custom fields. This could be anything, whatever you'd like. If you have a billing system and you want to have a field for whatever their billing code is in your system, you have that ability here. Now, additionally, if I'd like to email a case to someone, so for example, I need a link about a French press so that I can respond to this, for example. I can click on the email icon up here, and this will go to whoever I'd like it to go to. I can send it to a whatever email address I'd like. I can also CC additional people if I'd like to. I can add attachments. I can browse on my computer to find the attachments that I'd like to add in there and attach those to it, and send the email off to my colleagues to get the information I need in order to respond. Now, when they respond to that email, it's automatically going to be connected to the case in Engage. So we'll bring up an example of that. I'm going to scroll down here and pull up my Norwalk store problem case. So this is a case that started on social media. It started on Facebook. So Sarah posted on our page about having a bad experience at our Norwalk store. I then, as the person that the task has been assigned to, or the case has been assigned to, I emailed one of my colleagues so I can see what that email looked like. So I emailed one of my colleagues, and then my colleague replied back including information that, that they weren't familiar with the case but would like to know more about it, and here's a code for a coupon code for them. So I'm able to keep all of that information stored with the case with no additional work. Engage is automatically identifying that email as being related to this case and connecting it as it comes in. I don't have to have a plugin in my email system or anything like that in order to import it. It's all done automatically. Now, when I have the information I want and I am ready to go, I can click on Engage. It'll take me over to the Engage tab. I can, again, choose the connection I want to reply on and then put in my response to send out to Sarah on Facebook. Additionally, I can add notes to the case and keep additional notes that aren't necessarily communications between our team or our clients, our customers. So I put all that together, and one of the big things here is that we've taken all of that information across the case details, across the engagements, across the history, across the notes, and put it all in one quick, easy place to find. So looking at the no-lock door problem case in my case list, there is an icon to view the case log. And clicking on that brings up the log of everything that's happened with that case. So it was created, the day and time it was created, the original post, and then any back and forth that's happened with that case. And then quick and easy, if this is something I need to be able to get out of Engage so I can take it to a meeting or something along those lines, I can export an Excel file and pull that up. Quick and easy, has all of the information about the case, the details, the case information, any custom fields that I filled out will be included as well, and then the entire history log, all of the different changes and the life cycle of that case. That's in addition to the case export that we already have for exporting your case list. Now clicking on export then gives you the ability to filter the way that you'd like to export, filter the way that you'd like to export that list and export that whole list out into Excel as well. Now other features that have been added into this, we'll pull up the list here again. We do have new ways of filtering cases. So if I expand the case list, I can then do some custom filtering for that case list. I can choose whether it's my cases, all cases, open cases, closed cases, tags, who it's assigned to, so on. All that information is available there for filtering. And more importantly, when I put together the filter that I want, if I fill in a name for that filter when I submit it, it will be added to my list of saved filters. So quick and easily, I can change the filter of cases that I'm looking at. And this will be stored for the remainder of my session in Engage. Once I log out, we're going to reset that to all cases so you don't ever miss anything accidentally. But for the time that you are in Engage, that filter will be stored and saved throughout the session until you change it. Additionally, while we're looking at the case list, we can also now sort the case list on subject, account name, company, the date it was opened, the priority of the case, the current status of it, and who it's assigned to. So all of that quick and easy to see what the priorities are and how old the case is. You'll note the box here is noting that there are notes on that case, and in the event that there is new activity on a case, when I am looking at my case list, I will see a red eye instead of the blue eye over here. That will designate that there is new activity that has not been viewed on that case. As far as how we manage cases now, alerting users to new activity being available or new cases being assigned to them, whenever I assign a case, it's now added into the planner on the right side of my screen. So any cases that are assigned to me, we'll see here. I have some cases about a Norwalk store. We'll pull up that same case I was looking at earlier. It's going to appear just like a task in the window here, and when I click View Case, that will launch me into the customer care window and load that case, so I'm able to engage on it from the application. Additionally, we will include, the user has the option to get email notifications. So for new activity on the case, again, that's going to notify them that there is new activity and provide that link back to the case. And then for a new case being assigned to them, the same sort of email is going to be provided, information about the case and a link back to it so that they can respond to it. And those notifications, the task is across the board. Everyone gets a task if there's a case assigned to them. The email alerts are managed in the same place that they always are, under Account and Alerts, and then in Customer Care, where they can turn on whether or not they want to get emails when there is new activity on a case and when they have a new case assigned to them. Anyone across the board can manage that. Now, special privileges that exist for admin users are the ability to create those custom fields and custom statuses. That is also done in the account section. That is under Profile and under Customer Care. So you'll see the custom fields that we were looking at earlier are managed here. I can delete those custom fields, or I can add new custom fields to that list. Additionally, I can add new statuses. We have the default statuses, but I can type in a new status that we're then able to use across the account. Again, that is only available for admins on the account. So if you do not have admin permissions, you will not see that option when you're looking in your profile section. Now, we've talked a little bit about emailing cases to colleagues, but one of the great new features that has been included with the new customer care is the ability to have incoming emails automatically turned into cases. So the case that the use case for this is having a dedicated email address for all of your support issues. All of your, the email address that you refer people to when they have a question that you would want to turn into a case. So in this case, we've connected that account, an email account, to our Engage121 account. This is a setting account-wide. It is not specific to a user, so we set up that email address for the account to be used as the point of contact, the email address for the account, but then connect, obviously, all of the responses, the back and forth, to the individual cases. So those continue to go to the people that they are assigned to. Now, in this case, there was an email that was sent into that dedicated email address, and I can see how that email looks. If there are attachments included with it, there are a list of the attachments. I can view the attachments. I can download the attachments, so on. Now, I got that email here in Engage. It automatically created a case and assigned it to me as the default person for those cases. I could then reassign the case, or in this case, I responded to the case. So when the email came in, I opened up the case and I clicked Engage and sent an email back to the person who had sent the email to us. So I'm able to preview that here, again, all stored in the history. And then just to close the loop, I have an example of the response back from that user saying, thank you for my email. And again, all of that is automatically tied to the case here. And if I want to continue this thread, I just keep on hitting Engage, and I can type in either using the small window here, or if I need to do attachments or CC people, I have that email view to go a little bit more advanced. If I need some text formatting tools, things like that, I can do that in through that larger window. Now, everything that is added, everything that happens with that case is added to the details, and I am able to export that and log it and monitor it and see how it's all being engaged with and how it's all being responded to. Now, other things that are included in the cases dashboard here are your quick view charts of some of the more flash information, the more important information. So we've got response time and case resolution. Now, these are populated in two different ways. They're reflecting two different pieces of information. Response time is the time from the time that has elapsed from the point that the post was created on social media to the time that the case was created. So in this case, we've had our average time for case creation on October 25th was 5 hours. On October 26th, the average response time was 10 hours. Now, whenever a case is closed, so for example, if I go to this case and I switch it to closed, we'll see a pop-up that asks me to provide an outcome for the case and add a closing note. The outcome, the case outcome, is a required field. You do have to fill that in order to save and close a case. The case notes are optional fields. You can add a note if it applies in this case. But as long as you are closing cases and selecting an outcome for those cases when you close them, that will populate your case resolution chart. So out of the cases that were closed on October 25th, 50% of them were positive outcomes, 25% of them were neutral, and 25% of them were negative outcomes. So those are the things that you're seeing here in that cases window. And you can change this if you'd like to filter it differently, if you want to see just cases that have a certain tag or just my cases versus all cases. That can all be filtered there in that window. So this is all available, has been launched to our entire client base, whether you are an enterprise account, whether you are a corporate-only account. That is all available and ready for use right now. This was built almost completely around client feedback and feature requests coming from the launch of customer care originally. So we're very pleased with where it's come and to see how our clients are making use of this feature of the full customer care suite. So that is that's available. We love to hear what you think of the new additions that have been made, and we certainly look to continue building that customer care component since that is such a clear use of social media, such a clear business use of social media. So love to hear from you on what you think about that. Now, the last thing I have on my list here that I'd like to run through real quick before we adjourn for this week are private connections in OA. So this is something that applies for our enterprise accounts, those of you who do have outlets and are using, and your outlets are using our new our OA outlet access application. And what had come up is that some of the outlets who are using our outlet access application wanted to be able to connect some of their personal accounts, their personal Facebook profiles, their personal Twitter accounts, and things along those lines. And they wanted to be able to use them in the Engage121 outlet access tool. But they didn't want those connections to be available to corporate to send posts through. There's approval chains that posts go through, but they wanted to just leave it out completely from what corporate sees when they're putting content together. So we've added that ability in the account section, and then under connections, you now will see next to the status of the connection, you'll see a box about reflecting whether that is a corporate, it is viewable to corporate, or if it has been made private. So if I click on the little building icon there, it will change from being viewable to corporate to then being private. So the use case here, the demo example I have set up is I have made the LinkedIn connection that I have private because we'll say I don't want to share that with my corporate team, but I do want to share my Facebook page because I do want to have their content shared there. So I'm able to do that now very easily. If a connection has been made private, it will not appear to corporate in any way, shape, or form. There is no way for them to post through it. It won't appear in the outlets table. It's as if it does not exist. So that has been made available for all of our enterprise accounts that do have outlets using the Outlet Access application. And that is what I have to review for this week. We're very excited about the new customer care features. We are using it internally now for our own customer care. We think that it has taken a tremendous step forward. We're very pleased with it, and we would love to hear what you think of it. We would love to hear your feedback and any questions that you might have about it. Thank you all again for joining us this week. If you do have questions, please reach out to our team. You can reach Jenny, who monitors our Engage121 Twitter account and Facebook account and YouTube account and every social media account that you can think of. And you can reach us at your preferred account, or you can reach out to our client services team either at support@engage121.com or through that live chat function that is now included in Engage121. And if you are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I do recommend that you do so, as these videos and more are posted there with information on what's going on in social media as well as what's going on at Engage121. Thank you all again for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.